Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, one of my 2024 goals was to actually keep track of all of my expenses and hopefully save and invest more money, like I'm sure a lot of you want to do as well. I hope you've been keeping track of all your expenses along with me in any way that you find helpful. I've been using an Excel sheet, so we're actually just going to go and jump right into it. This week we are on week 4 of January, so I'm just going to scroll down. There you go. So the first payment that I had was January 28th, where I spent $21.80 on groceries. And then after that, I had an expense of $1,883.27 on my mortgage payment. If you remember from week 1, I was only getting $1,309 through rent from my tenants. So it's actually a big difference from the mortgage that I have to pay versus the rent that I'm getting. And a reason for this is because, of course, the interest rate is so high right now, but also I increased my mortgage payment myself so that I can make a bigger dent in my principal payment. So I'm paying about $500-$600 more than I need to, just so I can hopefully pay down my mortgage a little bit faster. Next, on January 30, I spent $16.41 on Thai food. And then I spent $9.15 on a long sleeve shirt from RW & Co. It was on sale. I had another discount code, and that's why I bought it. I try to buy clothes that are usually on sale, or that I have a coupon, or that I have a gift card for. And yeah, so that was what I bought. And then you'll see over here in the income section, I have an adjustment of negative $37.80. The reason why I did this adjustment is, if you remember from last week, I said that work usually covers a portion of my meal. And so I just paid the difference. So I paid the difference over here, but I didn't include, so I actually pay the full amount and then work gives it back to me through my income. It's just added on to my check. But because I didn't include the total amount, I just put how much I paid. I went and I reduced the amount that work paid me in my income, just because I wasn't adding the full one here. So just to kind of make it more official. And so yeah, so I subtracted that. And then towards the end of the month, I have all of the totals. And then I think it's just better if I go here to tell you all the totals. The income for the month was $5,385.50. And this includes not only the income I got from work, but also any interest that I got in savings, any money that I got as gifts from my parents or anyone else. And so yeah, the next section was $2,078.27. And this was any fees that I had to pay for my condo. So it's the condo fees and my mortgage payment. I spent $142.52 on groceries. I spent $30 on gas. So I know that doesn't seem like a lot. Again, it's because I already had a full tank. I just have to fill up a little bit. I'm pretty sure this week I'll have to probably fill up again. We'll see. So I spent $30 on gas. I spent $138.61 in the health and beauty section. So this was hair oils that I bought, the heat protector, and yeah. So then I spent $35.09 on my cell phone. That's the cell phone plan. I spent only $10.26 on clothing, which is not too bad. It's great. I didn't think I was going to spend anything on this section, but because it was on sale, I went and I got it. So it's not too bad. And then I spent $28.43 on eating out. So this is my own money that I had to spend to eat out, not anything that work gave me. And I spent $96.50 in other. I think this, if I remember, it was for a bathroom scale and some gym equipment. Yeah, so bathroom scale and a gym equipment. I managed to save $3,750. If you take a look at the next section, I added expenses. So this was all of the expenses. So from condo all the way till other, it's $2,559.68. And the difference between my income and my expenses is $2,825.82. So you're probably wondering, how did I end up saving and investing more than what the difference was? And a reason for this is because when I started in January, I made sure that all of my credit cards and everything from December was paid off before January 1st. So I didn't have to pay anything in terms of credit card. And all of the expenses that I have over here, they're on credit cards. And I don't have to pay this bill until like mid-February. So I didn't have to pay anything. And because I didn't have to pay anything, I didn't end up taking money out of my savings. I just kept it there. Everything was okay. And I did have some money in my checking to begin with. So I was able to save and invest more in January. It might not be the same for February because now I'm going to have to pay those bills. And so you'll see that I'll have to pay a little bit more. And because of that, I might not get to save as much. Also, if we jump into February, the first week, I got my rent again. So that's $1,309. That doesn't change. I paid the condo fee, which is $195. But you're going to see in February, I spent $896.40 on flights to Spain. I'm actually planning a trip for the last 2 weeks of April. And so I think in this month, you're probably going to see a lot more in my vacation column because as I spend to, reserve hotels or Airbnbs, any activities, train tickets, it's going to be a big section. And I think I said that the first week of January when I started that usually I do spend a lot of money on vacations. I might not spend so much on the other sections, but vacations is a really big section for me. And so I have to watch it a little bit. But for now, I spent $896.40 on flights. Then I spent $23 on groceries, but my dad did give me $20, so that's in the income. And then February 3, I got $28 in cash back. So I actually used this to pay down a little bit of my credit card, even though I have until in the next 2 weeks to pay it off. I did use the cash back, so that was an income. And so that's pretty much so far what we have. That was all of January. Like I said, for February, I'm expecting maybe the income to stay the same. I don't know about all these expenses. They might change. They might be similar. But the biggest difference in February or in March that you're going to see is for vacations. Right now, I didn't have anything, but this is going to be a pretty big column. And maybe because of that, I won't get to save and invest as much. We'll see. Next, I wanted to just go ahead and show you the investing Excel sheet. So when I started this month, I had $64.05.96.17. And then at the end of the month, I had $66,274.91. I did put $1,000 into my TSFA. So that was just last week. I transferred $1,000 from my savings account into my TSFA because the cash that I had in my TSFA, I ended up using it to buy stocks. So I added some more funds. I didn't check my contribution room, or I think it hasn't been updated on CRA. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I will go check soon. I know that this year they added 7,000 that I can add, so obviously for now it's okay, but I'll check. I still have some contribution room from the past. I didn't get a chance, I wasn't really keeping track of what stocks I bought this week, but I did get $375.91 in dividends. So it's actually a good amount. The January I feel like is a really good month for me in terms of dividends, even in the past. I didn't put this into my income in the expenses Excel sheet that I have, just because I'm not taking this money out. Like it's in the TSFA. I reinvested. It's not money that's coming out. I don't think of it as income that I'm getting right now. It's just getting reinvested. So it's good to have, but I didn't add that into my expenses or income section of my expenses Excel sheet. And again, like I said, January is usually a pretty good month for dividends for me. I think next month the dividends might be less. And so that was that. It was actually a pretty interesting week in the stock market. If you saw it, a lot of the tech stocks, they jumped. So that was cool. And unfortunately, I don't really have Meta or Amazon or anything like that. So I didn't get to benefit from that. But it's okay. We're here for the long run. We're just adding money into it. And so that was pretty much it for this week. I hope you had a great January and see you next week. Thank you. Bye.